What is really great about the team at Urban Intelligence is everybody brings a real mix of skills and expertise.
I have a range of experience working in planning in practice. So I actually started my career working as a planning policy officer.
My background in planning comes from initially working within architecture and urban design within the private sector, more recently within the public sector, supporting different planning teams in councils in England and in Scotland.
My experience in planning probably started quite young without me really noticing it. Then did planning at university, and then about 5 years ago I joined Urban Intelligence, and then since then I've had a lot of experience in working with kind of lots of different aspects of planning with the different people that we've worked with across those 5 years.
My expertise in big data specifically means that I can help councils wrangle the vast amounts of data that they have, making sure that it's in a viewable, accessible way for them that without data science would probably be an absolute gargantuan task.
So we've got data scientists, we've got software developers, we've got designers, and we've got planning professionals, all feeding into the decisions that we make and the features that we develop.
As a child, I actually spent quite a lot of time playing a game called SimCity. The video game was very different to the reality, and instead of the idea of there being lots of exciting data-filled dashboards, what I found was that there were just piles and piles of paper. In our personal lives, our smartphones, we've got apps for everything, and all of the things that we had to do our jobs were just not really fit for purpose. And so it was part of that actually strongly contributed to take on the job of trying to create tools that would enable those planners to do the work that they've obviously come into the profession to do.
We're working with planners who they're very skilled, and they've got a lot of expertise in planning. And I think one of the challenges that they face is they're not often able to use those skills, and they're not often able to make the most of those skills because of the challenges that they face around kind of administration and systems and dealing with all of that different data. So what we're doing through those systems is allowing them to make the most of that knowledge and make the most of that expertise and really influence the places that people are living in.
At the moment, the UK is experiencing a massive shortage of planners, and one of the strengths that we have at Urban Intelligence is that we've got a whole range of expertise around data science, around design, around software development. That means that councils don't have to have all of that resource in-house.
As data scientists, we're trying to bridge the gap between digital skills and day-to-day planning by really trying to automate those more tedious parts of the planning process, like data management, overlap calculations, so that officers can spend their time elsewhere doing more meaningful, insightful work.
One of the really great things about PlaceMaker is that we help planners to better understand their data. We can pull it into a centralised space and allow them to visualise it spatially, which can then be used in their decision-making activities.
We're not just trying to become a generic tool that does everything for everyone. We've really chosen to specialise and focus on the planning challenges and think about how we can develop specific solutions where we felt that there wasn't really anything in the market.
We are not trying to replace planners. What we're trying to do is to understand all of these often lengthy processes that can be automated, and in doing so give the planning team the space and the time to actually apply their skills and their knowledge and their experience to those parts of the process where they can really add value.
We are really passionate about making sure our users can use PlaceMaker in the most efficient way possible, getting the most out of the features and the skills and expertise that we have in the team.
I think what we do with the platform and how we support the councils to create more informed decisions, it can be in a number of ways. Fundamentally, that starts with a conversation and listening to what their challenge is. Sometimes it's about just displaying all of their information that they've got in disparate parts into one location. Equally, it can then be about creating more bespoke methodologies or research and development or analysis for them, and bringing that analysis into the platform and allowing them to use that analysis to create a more informed decision.
We've got our own lived experience as a team of planners. We're not IT software, well, we are a little bit nerdy, I have to admit, but we haven't come at it from that perspective. We've come at it from the perspective of understanding processes that planners are having to go through, and also working alongside those council planners, those council officers who are also trying to get their plans Through consultations, they're trying to create robust strategies and then obviously ultimately to get them examined and adopted.
I think one of the key things that we try to ensure that we do with any of the new users that come to the platform is to get an understanding of where you are within the plan making process, which therefore means that we can adapt the support that we're providing for you within the platform, but also understand where you're at as a group of officers within your own digital planning journey.
I especially love seeing how the platform impacts our users, how it helps them to make better data-driven decisions, and ultimately how that impacts the communities in which they work.
What I'm most proud about at Urban Intelligence is that we've managed to pull together a team of individuals that come from a whole range of different backgrounds in terms of their expertise, their outlook, and we've really aligned them around a mission, and that mission for us is about planning. And I know it sounds like probably not the sexiest of all of the subject matters, but actually it's so important because it touches on every aspect of life, and being able to witness and observe how we've managed to recruit and attract the best team possible to work on tackling some of those challenges has been an absolute privilege.
We really endeavour to understand the unique challenges of each one of our councils. We of course have a digital platform which works at scale across numerous councils, but importantly we have a relationship with each one of our councils and each one of our users.
We're all really curious as a team. We're all constantly looking for kind of different challenges and different things that these councils are facing, and what we can do to help them with all of those challenges.
What excites me most about the next chapter for Urban Intelligence, we've spent the last few years basically building a tool which enables us to provide a one-stop shop digital platform for local plan making. We've specialised very much in site identification and assessment, and more recently in public engagement, but actually thinking about how we stitch all of these things and the evidence bases and other factors together to create a solution that takes you from the start of the plan process right through to adoption.
A big part of what motivates me is really being able to work really closely with the officers that are using the platform. I understand the challenges that they're all facing. It's really brilliant to be able to give them those solutions to then improve the processes that they're trying to do, and fundamentally the plan making process.
I think the councils really appreciate when we come to them with solutions and innovations that they haven't necessarily thought of yet. I think it really just helps to inspire that collaborative spirit between us and the councils themselves.
I think there's a huge opportunity for us to use technology, to use all of the data, to use the potential of planning to actually really drive the vision, the strategies and the futures for local government as a whole. There's never been a better time to be a planner and to try and use and embrace these tools to make the most of what's possible. We really believe in delivering better, smarter public services that give you great value for money.